Grab your popcorn, grab your cat, because it's time for another rant. As I say that, all three of my cats are not in studio with me today, but anyway. What's up, you guys? I'm Rachel DeMita, and welcome to the Courtside Club. Today's video is going to be another rant, and I hope you don't mind, but I did have some things on my mind when it comes to this upcoming WNBA season. So when we think about last season, the WNBA saw a boom like we have never seen. We saw Caitlin Clark come into the league. We saw the Caitlin Clark effect. We saw the influx in fans who flooded to the WNBA, and many of those were there for Caitlin Clark. But with that, they also started to become fans of other teams, other players. But the WNBA saw viewership numbers, attendance numbers like they had never seen before. And while all of that should have been just great news for the league, great news for women's sports in general, so much of that got turned into negative things. Negative narratives were spun, things that fans were saying, things that media personalities were saying, things that players were saying. There was just so much that was highlighted during last WNBA season that had nothing to do with basketball. And for so many people, it put such a sour taste in their mouth, and these new fans that were being ridiculed and saying that they weren't welcome to the WNBA. It was just so messy. And we covered so many of those things on this channel during last WNBA season. And I felt like there was a time and place to cover those things, because I was actually like jaw to the ground just seeing what was unfolding in the WNBA space. In my mind, I was thinking, wow, this is such an opportunity for the league to capitalize on the growth, on the new fans, on the jersey sales, on all of these things. Now these players are flying private. Like, there are so many good things that were happening. And then on the flip side, I heard nothing but people complaining, the media calling out certain things, the media creating division between players, between fandoms. And so much of it I felt like was so unwarranted. There were so many people in the mainstream media that were not even covering the sport. They were just covering the things around it, and the only things that they were covering were the negative things around it. And with that, you guys, we covered also a lot of those negative things and tried to call out certain people in the media, things that were happening, fans, players, because it was adding to the drama and the negativity that came last year. Now, I will give some grace to players, organizations, certain media personalities, because I think a lot of people just didn't know what to do with the influx in eyeballs that the WNBA got. They went from having this amount of people watching the league to that exploding the very next year. And a lot of the reason it exploded was because of one player. They had a player come in, a generational talent, a generational, I don't even know what to call her, but generational influential person. Like, she has become, Caitlin Clark in that, has become arguably the most influential basketball player in the world, both on the men's and the women's side. And that was something like we have never seen. So I want to give a little bit of grace, and just like maybe struggling to keep up with that coverage or keep up with handling that in the right way, because when a company goes from here to here in 1 year, like, yeah, that's a lot to take on. So I want to give some grace there. I'm not going to give any grace to the negativity, the hatefulness, all of that came along with it, because so much of that was unwarranted. Now, with that being said, and when it comes to Courtside Club coverage, the content that we make, and I made a video about this a couple months ago, I would like to leave all of that negativity, all of that drama in the past. Going into this next season, I believe that this is going to be the biggest season that the WNBA has ever seen. It's going to be even bigger than last season. With that, we saw that the Indiana Fever have 40 games. Is it 40? No, 41 out of 44 games that will be nationally televised. That is something like we have never seen. We have also seen how many teams are moving their games into bigger arenas. We also have the expansion team with the Golden State Valkyries. There are so many good things, even more than last season, that are going to be going into the WNBA this season. So we need to leave the drama, the pettiness, the jealousy, the hateful narratives, the false narratives, the unwelcoming attitude toward new fans, the new fans need to be embraced this season. And I'll tell you what, the new fans are not all negative, nasty people. They're truly not. The new fans are truly fans of this league. And through Caitlin Clark and others, they have become fans of more than just one player, more than just two players. They become fans of so many players and so many teams in this league. They have to be welcomed with open arms. We have to leave all of this stuff in last season. It has to be dead and buried. And that's also one thing I want to send a message to the WNBA media, to WNBA fans, to WNBA players, anyone associated in this space. We also have to stop shining light on people who would not be relevant if it weren't for people reacting to their horrible takes or their hateful things that they have to say. There are some people on social media, on these different platforms, who would be getting 200 views a post or a video if people on the other side weren't amplifying their horrible takes or their hateful things that we're saying. And that is something that I addressed a couple months ago when I made a video about this, saying that I'm not going to be covering the drama anymore. And I'm not covering it. And I'm especially not covering it if it comes from somebody who just deserves to be ignored. And that's my biggest advice, even on social media. Like, I don't even like to block people on social media, because you are still, through blocking somebody, you are still giving them attention. You are still acknowledging that you saw the things that they were saying, and now you're blocking them to like let them know and kind of send a message. I don't even do that. Like, there's a mute button for a reason. As much as people love a clap back, love a call out, love a this and that, we have to ignore some of these people and stop giving them clout. Some people in the space have become way more famous and way more known than they would have ever been if people didn't buy in or speak out against their hateful takes. Sometimes you just have to let people scream to the 20 people that they are screaming to. And I think on the flip side, if there's somebody who's a prominent media figure and this stuff is going viral, or it's a huge take, like, yeah, that is something on Courtside Club that we are going to cover. But I think on Courtside Club, and something that I've been thinking about so much, like, we have nearly 344,000 people subscribed to this channel. You guys have been absolutely incredible. We have grown so much over the past year and a half, and I'm so grateful for the community that we've built. And at the same time, I look at you guys who are tuning in every week and commenting and so engaged. And honestly, the majority, like 99.9% of you guys, just, you come with either constructive criticism or kind things to say. Like, this is a great community that we have built here. And with that, we are the media. I don't need to, and we don't need to defer to what mainstream media places are saying, what their articles are saying. Instead of me looking at an article from, say, an ESPN or whatever media outlet and reacting to it and say, oh, I can't believe that they did that. Instead of that, why don't we set the tone? Why don't we be the media? I think we've proved ourselves at this point, and I guarantee that we're going to continue to grow. But that's something that I want to do moving forward as well. If I see something that I don't like, instead of reacting to that and giving that person, that article, that reporter more clout, why don't I just cover the story or cover the list of my top players or top teams? Why don't I just do that myself and set the example on how I think that the media coverage should be for certain players, for certain teams, etc., etc. And that's something that I'm really focusing on this season, and I hope that that comes through with my content. If there's anything that you guys want to see from me in my content or want to see more of, definitely let me know in the comments below. But one thing that I've noticed, just, I've been covering men's basketball for much longer than I have women's basketball, and it's just so different in how I feel like I can talk about the men's game than I can talk about the women's game. Like, I feel so much more free to be able to be honest, be truthful with my takes, criticize, but not to the point where it's hateful. I feel like it's so much easier to do that in the men's space. Make jokes on social media that people do not take to heart. It's literally just like a meme, a joke. And on the women's side, it is so sensitive still. I will give grace because I think there were some growing pains last season. There were some growing pains, but at this point in time, I think all of us need to act like we've been here before and that we deserve to be here. You know how they say, like, don't dress for the job that you have, dress for the job that you want? I think that it pertains to what we are all doing here as well. Fans, players, coaches, front office, media, let's act like we've been here before. Let's act like we deserve to be here. Let's dress for the job that we want. Let's act like we are the media because we are. Like, Courtside Club is the media at this point. We've done a great job in our coverage, I believe, a great job in our coverage so far. And I think I will continue to do better in that this summer. And with that, you guys, I'm also a one-man band, so I can't cover everyone. I can't cover every team, every player. Not all of my takes are going to be perfect. And, you know, one of my goals down the line is to grow Courtside Club big enough to where we can have different people in the Courtside Club network. So it's not just me giving my take. It is other people to be able to cover these different topics. But at this point in time, I'm just going to do my best in what I can in the time that's allotted. And to be completely transparent, Courtside Club does not pay my bills at all. Like, love this show to death. It does not pay my bills. So I still have to do a lot of extra work that I continue to do with my sideline reporting for CBS and for the Big Three, and my work with Duke and my brand deals, and just I have a lot of other things going on that I have to do. I don't have all the time in the day to just dedicate to Courtside Club, but with the time that I do have, I promise you guys that I'm going to do the best that I can to cover it in a way that I think the WNBA deserves. And with that, I just urge everyone this season to please, because I'm seeing some of this stuff start to bubble up already on social media, just the same toxic pattern like we saw last year with some of the things that people are saying. We can't have another season of that. It's going to turn off so many fans, and you have an opportunity this season in the WNBA to literally be the biggest season of all time, to be groundbreaking. The WNBA is in the summer where there's not really other sports going on. Baseball's going on, but they're not even in their playoffs. It's not like the serious time of baseball, and they have a bajillion games anyway. You have this time where there's no other sports, people can really lock in, and you also only have around 40 games a season in the WNBA. Like, every game counts to a certain extent. You have the most games on national television. There are just there's so much promise going into this season, and I just beg of everyone, and I hope to lead by example in this, I just beg of everyone that we just do better this year. The toxic narratives, all of it, it has to go. And yeah, there will be drama. There's drama in every sport. And I cover that in the NBA too. If you guys have seen my NBA videos, some drama is fun. Like Anthony Edwards getting fined, what was it, $25,000, $50,000 for arguing with the fan. Like, that's fun drama. The MVP talks, who's better, like, that's fun drama. The not fun drama is when something basketball related gets turned into something political or something that's completely not basketball related just because somebody has a theory about why this is happening. That's not the fun drama. That's very toxic, and it's not good for the sport in general. So with that, you guys, I think that's all I've got for you, but I wanted to get that off my chest. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know if you have anything specific that you would love for me to cover this summer when it comes to the WNBA women's basketball. I'll also be covering some other things also. I will still be sprinkling in NBA moments, men's basketball, different interviews with people that I think that you guys would be interested in, obviously sprinkling in the vlogs here and there. That's kind of the cool thing about Courtside Club, since I 100% own it now, is I can kind of do what I want, which is fun in a sense, but I think you guys also enjoy it anyway. I think you guys enjoy sometimes when I just throw up a random vlog of a trip that I went on or different things that I'm doing. But definitely let me know if you have requests and all your thoughts in the comments below. Thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it, and click that little subscribe button because we upload new videos every single week. And with that, you guys, I'll see you next time. Ooh,